Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Liam, and I'm really going to break down for you what I eat in the day and really probably hopefully demystify. Because I know in a lot of my videos I talk about foods to eat, what not to eat, why you should eat these foods, why you shouldn't eat these foods. But I think it would be a lot simpler if I just broke down for you just a quick example of what I eat on a non-fasting day. But before I do, quick announcement: I'm in Dallas right now. I just finished attending a marketing seminar just so I could learn a bit more about how to get the documentary out there, all that sort of stuff. I'm going to be flying to Taipei in Taiwan in 2 days. So it's going to be I think it's like a 20-hour journey. Fun times. So I'm going to be going there in 2 days. I'm going to be staying in Taipei, Taiwan for probably 10 days, something like that. And then moving on to Chiang Mai, Thailand. And Chiang Mai, Thailand is kind of like my home base. So if you're going to be in Taiwan or you're going to be in Chiang Mai, Taipei or Chiang Mai, feel free to hit me up. I'll be happy to spend time with you and we can go do whatever. Maybe you can show me around Taiwan if you're in Chiang Mai. I know my way around Chiang Mai, but maybe we can still ride a motorbike up to Doi Suthep, which is one of my favorite things ever to do. It's a good way to kill time. Anyway, so I'm going to go over quickly what I eat in a day. First thing you want to keep in mind and you want to do is you want to keep your eating windows tight. So what does that mean? So for example, it becomes complicated when you start to consider the fact that you should be going to bed as soon as the sun starts to set and you should be waking up as soon as it starts to rise. So for example, I get up at about 4 a.m., 3 a.m. Now, I'm in a hotel at the moment, so it's quite bright outside, but what I usually do if I'm staying in an Airbnb and I try and get like outside the city centre and it's very dark outside, I'll leave the window open and I'll go to bed when the sun goes down and I'll let the sun wake me up. And I feel great that way because it's slowly getting lighter. The sunlight gets into your eyes, which tells the suprachiasmatic nucleus in your brain to start secreting cortisol and letting melatonin basically simmer down and go away. And then you wake up slowly and nicely in the right cycle of your sleep. So that's a bit of a complex, simplified explanation of something that's rather complex. But you can go look up Matthew Walker, I believe his name is, a sleep PhD expert. He's great at that stuff. But so keep your food within an eating window. So you want to eat. I generally find it pretty easy to eat within an eating window because I'll wake up at 3 and I just won't be hungry at all. So I'll get up at 3 and I'll just exercise. I'll meditate. I'll go for a walk. I'll maybe do a bit of work. I'll try and avoid screen time as much as I can. But obviously, doing what I do, running this channel, I do spend a lot of time looking at screens, so I'll just have applications on, but I'll get up and then I might eat at maybe 1 p.m. or 2 p.m., maybe a bit later, because then I'm getting hungry by then. So, normally the first thing I eat in a day is a raw egg, and I get this all the time: what about salmonella? Can you get salmonella? And I'll tell you this, and this is purely anecdotal, but I think there's still something to it. And I've been traveling all over the world, and the only times I get food poisoning, and I eat raw meat all the time, I eat raw eggs all the time, I drink blood in Thailand because of the vitamin Bs, it's very important. And people have just been, I don't like using the word brainwash because I don't think it's true at all, but people are so repulsed by the foods that are most beneficial for you. For example, organ meats, blood, bone marrow, tongue, brain, stuff like that, and it's just so good for you that all you have to do is just do a little bit of research and have a look for it. But I'll have the story I was going to tell you. So I got food poisoning twice in the last 8 months. The first time was at Finn's Beach Club in Bali, Indonesia, and that was pretty bad. So I had a chicken wrap. This was all cooked, so it was, it's not stuff that I advocate eating, but every now and again I do eat this stuff. My tinnitus is gone, but it doesn't mean that I have to keep following my own advice. I can still go and live a life as people would think, although I think you can live a perfectly fine life with friends, being social without drinking or doing that sort of stuff. But it was like a bread wrap, cooked chicken, ate it, went home, an hour later I was just puking my guts up. It was probably threw up 3 times. Now, I was in Mexico City recently, and I think it was just a similar sort of thing. But it was from this is from a high-end restaurant. So if you know Finn's Beach Club, that's like the place in Bali. It's on the beach. It is huge. It's like the square meters combined, maybe call it, of the Finn's Beach Club is bigger than this hotel, and this is a big hotel that I'm in right now, and it's on the beach and it's just huge. Anyway, so nice place, but I got sick. The second time was about 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. I was in Mexico City. I ordered Uber Eats and it was the same thing. It was like I think it was beef this time in a burrito. And I ate it, and halfway through I just started feeling really shit, and I was like, oh, fuck. Fuck. Like, I knew it was coming, so I kind of lay down on my bed. And I fell asleep almost instantly. It was so weird. I fell asleep instantly. This was cooked, by the way. And then I thought, oh, fuck. And I woke up like this. I went to the toilet. Long story short, I was throwing up all night. I was throwing up stomach bile, and I was hallucinating, and I could hear people's voices, and I could see things that weren't there. I was thinking it was a form of salmonella or something like that. I was incredibly sick. I couldn't eat for 2 days without basically, hurting my stomach. All my stomach acid, all my bile, everything was gone. So I eat essentially lots of raw eggs, no dairy, cooked foods, raw foods, no nuts, mostly meat, organ meats, and I just keep it really in a confined window. And that's really it. I mean, there are a few things that, like, depending on how you got your tinnitus, you might have to incorporate a few this, less that. You're going to have food allergies. I would encourage everybody here to get a food test and see what they're allergic to. You might be allergic to eggs. I had one guy who ate a raw egg and he started getting like an itchy throat. So he's obviously allergic to eggs or something in the eggs, I'm not sure. Or maybe he's just avoided them so he never had them. But raw eggs, normally I use them to have the enzymes to help me break down food. I don't generally cook meat simply because I don't eat raw chicken, but I eat everything else raw, including organ meats. But I won't have, whenever I eat cooked meats, I feel like crap. Like, I just feel really, really sick. And some people have the enzymes needed to digest cooked meats because it requires extra enzymes as opposed to uncooked meats. But when I have cooked meats, I'll eat raw eggs before. But if I have raw meats, I'll feel like $1,000,000. I'll actually feel lighter. And this is a high fat meat. So we're talking beef, or I'll get pork belly and just eat that. And people think you're going to get trichinosis, you're going to get salmonella, you're going to get a brain fluke. But if you go and look for the research, it doesn't exist. So I got sick from cooked foods, and that's purely anecdotal. But if you go look at PubMed and all these other things as well, and even when they talk about how meat is bad and it's acidic, it's only acidic when you cook it. As soon as you cook eggs, it becomes acidic and it's hard to digest. And a lot of people can get tinnitus spikes from eating big cooked meals. You cook a vegetable, you kill the enzymes, okay? So there are some vegetables you shouldn't have, and it varies per person as well. It's not one size fits all. So I think I'll wrap that up there, but that's the general idea. So just to recap, I'm going to be in Taipei, Taiwan, Taipei is in Taiwan. In 2 days, I leave on the 17th, so I'm going to be there for 10 days. Come visit me if you want, or if you're there, like, we'll hang out. Don't just fly there to see me. I'm going to be in Chiang Mai, Thailand. I'll be living there for a long time, so I'll be there. You can come visit me, whatever. And that's a basic breakdown of what I eat in a day. I don't have nuts. I don't have dairy. And if you, speak to your doctor first. Don't just go out and go get a thing of a chicken drumstick and start eating it raw, because if you get the wrong brand, you get really sick. Okay, it's got to be grass fed, it's got to be organic, non-GMO, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I thought this would kind of open your eyes as to what I really eat.